got your anime in my Star Wars.
You got your Star Wars in my anime.
Welcome to Foibles and Fights, the swordiest sword show that ever sworded. I'm your host, Mike Fadem, creator of the League of Swords. I didn't think we'd be back to talking about Star Wars or anime this soon, but I should have. Star Wars Visions came out last week, and it was an epic crossover between some of the best anime studios in the world and a galaxy far, far away. There's a long-running joke that every time somebody makes a Star Wars fan film, it's going to be a Jedi fighting a Sith in a forest. And there was a lot of that, but it was all really good, so let's break it down. By the way, spoilers for Star Wars Visions. We've talked quite a bit before about how anime can do more with less in their sword fights, and nowhere is that demonstrated more clearly than in The Elder. In both the fight between the Elder and Dan the Padawan, and later between the Elder and the Jedi Master, you see that the fight is decided by their speed and accuracy. Everything is quick and decisive, rather than who can do the coolest flips. It's probably the thing that had me gasping most in surprise and joy throughout all 9 episodes. Excellent use of lightsabers, especially that ending. 10 out of 10. The Ninth Jedi seems to be the most popular of the shorts, and with good reason. It's one of the shorts that spends the most time establishing its actual place in the Star Wars universe. By going to the far future, they can do whatever they want, and it's great for that. The final big battle is amazing. All the strikes are deliberate. Everybody looks like they're trying to have a sword fight. There's no just crazy flailing. It's really, really good and really well put together. But I also want to take a moment to talk about the visual storytelling of the lightsaber colors. They establish early on that these are special kyber crystals that respond with a color based on you and your connection to the Force. And our hero, La, has a almost dark saber-like, colorless saber at the beginning. And over the course of the fight, as she grows more powerful, the lightsaber gets more and more green. Similarly, one of our evil Sith, who later turns back to the light, his lightsaber turns from red to purple as he goes on. It's a subtle bit of storytelling. It's almost never called out except in that very beginning bit, but it's a really cool way of telling your audience about your character growth through visual storytelling. And then there's the rest of the shorts. Some of my favorites, like Tatooine Rhapsody and especially The Village Bride, don't actually have a lightsaber fight in them, so I can't judge them for this series, but you should go watch The Village Bride. It's so freaking cool. La Pinocho has a really wonderful dynamic fight, but it's obscured a lot by crazy camera movements, which is showing that once again, just because you can move the camera doesn't mean you should move the camera. Looking at you, Bourne Identity franchise. The Twins is so ridiculously over the top, but you almost can't hate it. Both the lightsaber fight and the rest of the short, it's weird, but it's cool if you're into it. And the duel gets extra points for having that wonderful conceit of you have to finish the fight by the time this pot boils. The rest of them, there were lightsaber fights in the rest of them, but I found myself having to look them up to even talk about them, which means I didn't remember them, which means they probably weren't that memorable. But there's still some cool stuff in there. So this is all well and good, but this is a show about choreographing live-action sword fights, I hear you say. So what do I learn from watching anime? We'll take a look back at the 2 fights that we talked about the most here, which is Ninth Jedi and The Elder. Those fights are totally doable in real life. There's nothing crazy or over the top in the choreography, and everything is, as I mentioned before so many times, deliberate. It looks like a real strike coming in on somebody, and that makes it more exciting and interesting to watch. And even more importantly, you can watch these shorts and tell, even in the weird ones like the Twins, the story they're trying to get across through their fight. And that's the most important part. As we always talk about, the story is more important than the moves. So, go study up, enjoy, and your homework for this week is to let me know what your favorite episode of Visions was down in those comments. Until next time, like and subscribe, sign up for our mailing list, and remember, stick 'em with the pointy end.